Alrighty, and we are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Benny in the Booth podcast. Just gonna get everything set up and we'll be ready to go. Hope everyone's day's going well, week's going well. My first episode since my birthday. Also family episode 150 of the podcast. Share screen with Daily Walk Off, which I saved to intentionally for this episode of the podcast. And I spun a wheel earlier today to determine which two I saved for the podcast. The one you see in front of you is the one I'm doing, and then also the Nationals. And I will explain what it is if, in case you are new here and have no idea what this is. Also, if you're going to be at the Knicks game tonight, I'm also going to be at the Knicks game tonight. So, yeah, maybe I see you there. Knicks Magic part of the in-season tournament. Also, I do have a reason that I'm doing the episode now, not later, for timing of college football playoff rankings, which pretty much the reason is pretty much because I'm going to the next game tonight. So I may try to post a video tonight or tomorrow reacting to the rankings. Not so sure if I will or not, but the schedule really doesn't matter because I'm anyways also giving predictions this week. So, but yeah, we'll see if I put out a video reacting to the rankings or not. One thing I do want to do before I get started, because haven't made predictions yet. Mm. Okay, I've got my predictions. I'm also interested to see something quickly for ESPN. Yeah. Um. Mhm. Okay. I'm sure they usually have something for conference championship game. Yeah. Okay, let's begin. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Benny in the Booth podcast, episode 150. Thank you all so much for the support at this point. I very much do appreciate it. Let's get into this week's episode. So we are starting off with Daily Walk-Off. The two that I'm doing for the episode are Pirates and Nationals. For those that don't know what this is, it's similar to Connections, but you're actually given the categories and you just have to match what player goes in what category. Today is not only has a theme of top tier baseman where you're looking for top 5 homers for first baseman in a franchise, top 10 stolen bases for first baseman in a franchise, top 5 stolen bases for second baseman, and top 10 homers for second baseman in the respective franchise history. The players available are Dick Stewart, Don Clendenin, Rob Robertson, Phil Garner, Tony Womack, Kerry Reedus, Neil Walker, Claudie Ritchie, Frankie Gustin, Teddy Bransfield, Kevin Young, and Johnny Ray. I honestly don't know much positions. If I knew positions, I would generally like throw them into the first and second base category and then work from there. Honestly, here the only ones I know, Walker's more likely going to be second base. Womack will be second base. Honestly, beyond that, I have no. I think Clendon's second base also. I'm really just like guessing in the moment. I don't really know. Let's submit this and see how this goes. So definitely have some correct. That's progress. So let's switch around some of these and see if that does much of anything. Okay, so a little bit more correct here in second base. So that more likely means that there's swapping completely here. Let's put Clendon in for homers, Robertson for homers, and Stewart for stolen bases, Garner and Ray for stolen bases, and then Richie for homers. I ran out of opportunities. All right. It's kind of tough when you don't know much about much of the players. But Pirates top 5 for homers for first baseman for their franchise through 2023. Dick Stewart, Bob Robertson, Kevin Young. And 3 for their top 10 stolen bases for first baseman in their history. Don Clendon, Gary Reedus, and Kitty Bransfield. Top 5 stolen bases for second baseman, Phil Garner, Tony Womack, Claudia Ritchie. And then for homers, Johnny Ray for second baseman, Johnny Ray, Neil Walker, and Frankie Gustine. As for Nationals, okay, there's actually some here that I know positions of a bit more. Colorado in this case is going to be first. Francona, I believe, is second. The Shields is second. Also, let's submit this and see how this goes. Okay. Making some progress. Now let's see how this turns out. Okay. Progress. Does that swap work? Well, it somewhat did, and I end up getting the Nationals on, what was that, 5 tries? So the categories were matches for Nationals top 5 homers for first baseman Galarraga, LaRoche, and Fairley. For top 10 stolen bases for first baseman is Terry Francona, Greg Colbrun, and Brad Fulmer. For top 5 stolen bases for second baseman in Nationals history, Larry Lynch, Lino DeShields Sr., and Rodney Scott. And top 10 homers for second baseman in their franchise history, Vance Law, Pete McCannon, and Danny Espinosa. That is walk-off for today. And now back to regular episode. So, yeah. MLB news, not much news to report, but there is some news that has happened between this week and last week's episode. Blake Snell, out of nowhere, or pretty much, signing with the LA Dodgers, 5 years, $182 million, with a whole bunch of money deferred. Also, something I didn't write down that happened. Tommy Edman re-signed with the Dodgers for a few years, and also money deferred. This is ridiculous how the Dodgers are getting away with so many deferred deals and actually being able to pull this off, and it's kind of ridiculous. And like, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm like puzzled how they're getting away with this. And it's just kind of crazy and ridiculous. It's like it's as if MLB is just telling them, just go, keep on winning World Series, keep winning the World Series. Like you gotta know when enough is enough. MLB wise, Dodgers won't care, but like MLB has to know when like to put the foot down and be like, okay. But I don't know. I don't know if they're ever going to change. Wackiest move since last week's episode. Frankie Montas has signed with the Mets for 2 years, $34 million. That dude was bad last year. When he was with Oakland, he was great, but ever since he left Oakland, been injured and terrible. I don't know what the Mets were doing with the move. Interesting move. Another former Cleveland pitcher going to Chicago, this time on a signing. The Cubs signed Matthew Boyd to a 2-year, $29 million deal. He did pretty good for Cleveland, and when he's healthy, he's pretty good, but he hasn't he's dealt with a lot of injuries and a lot in his career. But I do think it's a pretty good move for the Cubs. And to their rotation, so we'll see how that plays out. And Aroldis Chapman's career will continue at least another year as he signs a one-year deal with the Boston Red Sox worth $10.75 million. Nice bullpen upgrade for the Red Sox. And honestly, who knows what Chapman's going to be at this point? He's been up and down his entire career. That's it for the MLB news between this week and last week's episode. Hall of Fame doesn't come out until next month. Anyways, so we'll have that for another month or so. College football week 14 recap, which there was some craziness that went down. Number 17, Tulane lost to Memphis 34-24. Number 7, Georgia barely beats Georgia Tech at home 44-42 in not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 overtimes. This was a crazy game that just took way too long, and Georgia should have whooped. But they were already in the SEC championship game anyways. Colorado beat Oklahoma State 52-0 for their first shutout win since 2015 versus Nicholls State. Oregon beat Washington 49-21, and they are 12-0 for the second time ever for their college football program, and first time since 2010 where they made it to the national championship game and lost to Auburn. Surprise of the week, I would say, Michigan beat Ohio State 13-10. First time Ohio State's lost to an unranked Michigan since 1966, where also in Columbus, where Ohio State lost 17-3. At this point, this is just getting ridiculous. I'm just staggered how you can lose 4 straight to Michigan and Ryan Day is still there. And I get oh, congratulations, you make the college football playoffs this year. But how much does that matter when you can't even beat Michigan? 4 years. Even on my birthday, I can't even get the win. Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm just furious at this. They cannot be losing 4 straight. And the flag director's still backing him up, and I'm just bro, this is not backing up. And what's worse is if Ohio State goes on a run and wins the national championship, or at least wins a few playoff games, that's gonna keep Day in his spot for probably longer. I'm so tempted to say I would rather Ohio State lose, be quick done in the playoffs this year, so Day could be kicked out, if that even would be what would get him out. I just am puzzled how he's still there. It's ridiculous. I don't know anymore. Anyways, in the first, Texas beat Texas A&M. Number 3 Texas beat number 20 Texas A&M 17-7. Number 5 Notre Dame beat USC 49-35, where Notre Dame had pick sixes of 99 yards and 100 yards in the fourth quarter of its win. The only other FBS team this century to have multiple pick sixes of 99 plus yards in a single season is University of Texas El Paso, or UTEP, in 2007, who had it in September and November of that season. Number 6 Miami loses to Syracuse 42-38. Yay, where Syracuse came back from down 17-0 to pull off the upset and kick Syracuse out of the ACC championship game. Not Syracuse, Miami out of the SEC championship game. Big blow to Miami's season. We'll see how they're going to be ranked tonight going into conference title play. Especially Ohio State's could be a big question. Or will they still have a shot at the playoffs after the loss to Michigan? Number 12, Clemson beat number 15 lost to number 15 South Carolina 17-14, and number 24 Kansas State lost to number 18 Iowa State 29-21. That is a week recap for college football. The conference championship game schedule and predictions, which I'm only focusing on the ones that revolve around the playoff rankings. Friday, for the Mountain West, it's going to be number 22 UNLV at number 11 Boise State, which is going to be at Boise State's stadium. That game will be at 8 p.m. On Fox, I have Boise State winning this game. Something tells me this isn't even going to be much of a competition, and Boise State will win with ease. And then the other one on Friday that revolves around the rankings, number 17 Tulane visiting West Point Mikey Stadium, taking on Army, 8 p.m. on ABC. As much as Army's probably the worst team, just because I like the story of Army this year and I want to see them win the conference title, I'm picking Army to win this game. But if I'm wrong, so be it. Saturday, first one of importance, number 18 Iowa State against number 16 or Arizona State from the Cowboys Stadium, 12 p.m. on ABC. I have Arizona State winning this game. Honestly, I just I don't know. I don't have much of an explanation for that one. Next one, number 7 Georgia against number 3 Texas, 4 p.m. on ABC from the Falcon Stadium. So the second time they face each other, but this time being in a sort of neutral site, being that no one's officially plays there, and uh, but it is technically in the same state as Georgia University. So, but I do think Texas will win this one. Number 4 Penn State against number 1 Oregon, 8 p.m. on CBS from the Colts Stadium. I'm actually going for the upset picker in Penn State, even as much as I've been saying that they are not worthy. I'm saying heck it. Go for it. Let's see an upset. And then the last one that's going to be an important note from this weekend, number 9 SMU against number 12 Clemson, 8 p.m. on ABC from the Panther Stadium. I am picking number 9 SMU. That is the college football conference championship game predictions. We'll see how my predictions go this week with those, and then we'll see what the final ranking is going to be. I don't think I will. I probably will not be doing a live reaction for the final ranking, being that comes out on Sunday and not Tuesday, but I will definitely cover it in next week's episode on Tuesday as we get closer and closer to the college football playoffs this year. And then NFL notes, a few notes from this week. Lions beat the Bears 23-20 in the last 30 NFL seasons. 1,501 times has a team lost by 1 to 3 points in regular season, or postseason plus postseason. Of those, only the Bears today ran play from inside opponent's 30-yard line on the final drive, but ultimately had time expire without bringing out the field goal unit and without using all their timeouts. Cowboys beat the Giants 27-20. Rico Dowdle had the Cowboys' first rushing touchdown at home for running back this season. Chiefs beat the Raiders 19-17 on a botch snap because they're just getting all the luck this year. This was Brock Bowers' second game in November with double-digit receptions, 125 plus receiving yards, and a touchdown catch. He's the first tight end in NFL history to have multiple such games in a single calendar month, including playoffs. Steelers beat the Bengals 44-38. Mike Tomlin now has coached 18 regular seasons with winning record, which is just crazy. They keep on having winning records at the end of seasons. Russell Wilson is the first Steelers quarterback with 400 plus passing yards at 414 in a game since Big Ben Roethlisberger in 2018. Vikings beat the Cardinals 23-22 after coming back from down 19-6 to win for the largest comeback win since Week 15, 2022 against the Colts, which is one of the most infamous comebacks they've had in their history. Seahawks beat the Jets 26-21, 9 straight Jets losing seasons, which is the longest active streak in the NFL. It keeps going. Sorry. Bills hammered the 49ers 35-10. Bills is the first team in the NFL history to clinch division more than 1 week prior to playing one of their division rivals for the first time all season, let alone 3. Also, only team in Super Bowl era to go 20-plus consecutive seasons without a division title, but then win 5 straight immediately after. By the way, they haven't faced the Patriots yet. That's the one they haven't faced just yet. And then Broncos beat the Browns 41-32 in a game the Browns should have won, except Jameis Winston, and this is a part of this stat pretty much tells the story of this game. Threw for 497 yards, but also threw for 171 interception return yards. The 688 combined yards off his passes is most by any QB in a single game in NFL history. Yeah, the last two were definitely tough. Passing Vinny Testaverde of the Jets at the Baltimore Ravens, 664 combined yards on Christmas Eve in 2000, 481 passing, and 183 interception yards. And then one note from the NFC North division itself, they're the first division in NFL history to have 3 teams with 9+ wins by the end of Thanksgiving Day. This week in predictions, I had a pretty good week, or I had a really good week, 13-3. Overall, I'm 128-67. Standings update in the AFC East. The Bills have officially clinched division, as I had mentioned before. They're in first place at 10-2, followed by the 5-7 Dolphins, followed by the 3-9 Jets, followed by the 3-10 Patriots, who are officially eliminated from the playoffs. In the AFC North, the Steelers in first place at 9-3, followed by the 8-5 Ravens, followed by the 4-8 Bengals, followed by the 3-9 Browns. In the AFC South, the Texans in first place at 8-5, followed by the 6-7 Colts, followed by the 3-9 Titans, followed by the 2-10 eliminated from the playoffs Jaguars. In the AFC West, the Chiefs in first place at 11-1, having clinched the playoff spot with the victory, followed by the 8-4 Chargers, followed by the 8-5 Broncos, followed by the 2-10 eliminated from the playoffs Raiders. In the NFC East, the Eagles in first place at 10-2, followed by the 8-5 Commanders, followed by the 5-7 Cowboys, followed by the eliminated from the playoffs 2-10 Giants. And the NFC North, the Lions in first place at 11-1, followed by the 10-2 Vikings, followed by the 9-3 Packers, followed by the 4-8 Bears. In the NFC South, the Falcons in first place. Falcons and Buccaneers tied for first place at 6-6, followed by the 4-8 Saints, followed by the 3-9 Panthers. And in the NFC West, Seahawks in first place at 7-5, followed by the 6-6 Rams and Cardinals, followed by the 5-7 49ers. And as for the conference standings, Chiefs are 1, Bills are 2, Steelers are 3, Texans are 4, Chargers are 5, Ravens and Broncos both tied for 6th. Colts at 8, Dolphins at 9, Bengals at 10, and then 3-way tie for 11th between the Browns, Jets, and Titans. Everyone else is eliminated from the playoffs. And then for the NFC, Lions in first, Eagles in second, Seahawks in third, Falcons in fourth, Vikings in fifth, Packers in sixth, Commanders in seventh, Buccaneers, Rams, and Cardinals all tied for 8th, 49ers, Cowboys tied for 11th, Saints and Bears tied for 13th, and Panthers tied for 15th. All other teams have been eliminated from the playoffs. And as for Week 14 predictions, Thursday Night Football, Packers at Lions, 8:15, I have the Lions. Sunday, Jaguars and Titans, 1 p.m. on CBS, I have the Titans. Jets and Dolphins, 1 p.m. on CBS, I have the Dolphins. Falcons and Vikings, 1 p.m. on Fox, I have the Vikings. Saints and Giants at 1 p.m. on Fox, I have the Saints. Panthers and Eagles, 1 p.m. on Fox, I have the Eagles. Browns at Steelers, 1 p.m. on CBS, I have the Steelers, even though I do want the Browns to win that game. But I have a feeling Steelers will win that one. Raiders at Buccaneers, 1 p.m. on CBS, I have the Buccaneers. Seahawks and Cardinals, 4:05 on CBS, I have the Seahawks. Bills at Raiders, 4:25 on Fox, I have the Bills. Bears at 49ers, 4:25 on Fox, I have the 49ers. Sunday Night Football, Chargers at Chiefs, 8:20, I have the Chiefs. And Monday Night Football, Bengals at the Cowboys at 8:15, I have the Bengals. That is it for this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you're new on audio, leave a like, hit the subscribe on the notification bell, leave the notification bell on so you're notified when I go live and post a new video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, hit notification bell, notified when I go live, when I post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I will see you in next week's episode for sure, episode 151. Maybe if I put something up to react to the rankings tonight, that too maybe. But either way, see you then. Bye.